I'm Gabriella C, a Kids First alumna. Today is August 4th, and I'm here for the world premiere of the 100-Foot Journey at the Ziegfeld Theater in New York. Oprah and Steven Spielberg are going to be here. I'm such a big fan of all of your work, and I'm actually 17, and I find your movies so inspiring. What makes you decide which movies to produce and which ones to direct, and why did you decide to produce this one?
What makes me direct a movie, I don't even know myself. I'm seized with a feeling that I can't live without this experience of directing this movie. Some movies I'm seized with a very strong feeling that I want to bring this to audiences, but as a producer, not as a director. And it's something that happens beyond my intellectual ability to even explain it to you. It just happens deep inside myself.
Millions of kids are going to see this movie. What message do you want them to take away from it?
Well, just that there's a lot of love in cooking, and there's a lot of cooking and love, and that I think this is a very, very sweet, delightful story about family and about the differences between our cultures, but how we can bring our cultures together simply by sitting down and sharing a meal together.
That's
a good message.
Thank you so much. Millions of kids are watching this movie right now. What message do you want them to take away from this film?
What message? Oh, there's so many things to take away. And depending on what age you are when you watch it. Like, if I was 14, 15, 17, I'd just take away, God, Manesh is cute. He is one good-looking, yummy guy. So the very idea, the star of the film, the star of the film, Gail. Okay, the very idea that you can mesh these cultures through food and blend them in such a way that you have real connection and see that we are all more alike than we're different. I love that.
What are you wearing and what do you own?
All right, okay. So when I was young and I was in my 20s, I wrote a story for Forbes about Merchant Ivory Production, which was a lovely film company who did Howard's End, Remains of the Day, Room with a View. And Ismail, the producer, was Indian. And Ismail was a great cook. And I love to cook. And so he and I would cook. Over the years, we became friends, and we'd cook together sometimes. And I said, Ismail, you really need to find a literary property that marries your love of film with your love of food with your love of filmmaking. And I said, I'll help you find something. And I was thinking Zola, or a great French writer like Balzac, but I never found what I was looking for. And so my wife and daughter and I were walking on the beach one day, and they popped into my head. So I wrote the story trying to trick Ismail into making a film of something I had written. And Ismail sadly died before I was finished, but you can see the motivation to have my book turned into a film. The seed that was planted in the book has produced this incredible production.
Did you have a lot of say in what exactly went into making this film?
In Hollywood, they basically they first buy the option of your book, and then when it gets green-lighted, they buy the film rights outright. And part of that is that they have the artistic license to do with it what they want. And that makes a lot of us writers nervous. But honestly, the quality of the talent involved with this film, and I'm enough of an artist to know that they have to make, they can't copy me. They have to own, and the film is completely different. They have to own the material and make it their own. So I knew enough about the artistic process too to just, when you see talent like this involved in this, you just let them do their thing. And what happened was that the plot is a little different than my book, but the spirit of my book and the characters they absolutely nailed it. So much so that I'm telling everyone that it's my film. So I'm just so over the moon with, proud of this film that they created.
You must be so proud. Thank you so much for talking to me. I just found it so interesting, everything you were telling me, because I honestly don't know much about this whole industry.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, we learned it. I learned it just myself recently. You learn by baptism by fire. Just want to thank you too for your work too.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
All right, take care.
But he's quite clumsy and awkward at the same time. So that's exactly like me. So I think that's, you know, we are attracted to roles that are similar to ourselves in some way.
Do you think it was difficult being this character, or did it just naturally flow right out of
Oh, it
you?
naturally flowed. Because, I mean, the director and having all the amazing cast around you, it just happens naturally. And that was, the most kind of wonderful part of the experience for me. Yeah.
Well, food definitely plays a big role.
I'm sorry. It does play a big role, and I loved eating it. Yes.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
First of all, I want to say I'm such a big fan of all the movies you've been involved with. You know, The Help, Contagion, Lincoln.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think they're so great. Like, I learned so much from them, and I think the cinematography, everything about them is really good. Can you tell me about your involvement with this movie?
Yeah, well, you know, Participant does everything from develop. We're a full-scale media company with narrative films, documentaries. We have a TV channel called Pivot, and everything we do is entertainment that inspires and compels social change. So it has to not only be a good story, but it has to have some issue in it that's important and relevant to a lot of people. And once people see the film, they would change something about their lives. So, for example, Food Inc., a documentary we did a few years ago, changed the way people looked at food and buying food and eating. This one was kind of a co-development project with DreamWorks. It's just it's a beautiful story, and I think once people see it, they'll get why we were attracted to this film. Tell me a little bit what
Kids First?
You're with Kids First.
Yeah, I'm with
Okay.
Kids First,
Oh, cool.
which actually trains kids to review movies critically and think about the media that they're watching. And actually, what specifically did you do for the movie?
Well, I bought the rights to the book 5.5 years ago. I fell in love with the book, and then I set about a very long journey trying to get the film made. And so it's been 5.5 years to this point.
Wow!
Yes.
What specifically did you like about the book that made you want to pursue?
What I really loved about it was that it was about immigration, it's about food, it's about how people come together from different cultures. I'm very proud of this film. It means a great deal to me. Yeah.
Did you get to work with Steven Spielberg and
Yes,
Oprah?
yes, very much so. I mean, Steven is a genius. He has such an incredible visual eye, and Oprah could not have been more supportive. I mean, she's been so supportive of the project. She came to visit us in France. Everybody went crazy when she was there.
Yeah,
It
I
was
can
really
imagine.
wonderful. It's been a fantastic experience. Yeah.
What were your biggest takeaways from this movie?
I want to do it again. I'd like to make another movie. But I think that, you know, one of the things that I keep saying is that movies are a great way to tell serious stories. This has got a lot of comedy in it, but it's also got drama in it. And I hope that people leave not just feeling hungry, but they feel that they want to think about the issues behind the film.
And what do you think those issues are?
I think it's about being accepting of other cultures. You know, I think it's really important that we embrace other cultures. And there's no finer way to do that than with different cuisines from around the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your insight. So many kids want to have this role that you have, being in movies. What advice do you have for them?
Well, just keep trying to move forward, basically. Like, you don't want to, it's all about the work, all about the work.
What attracted you to this role?
Well, they asked me to look at it, and they asked me to do the audition, and I did it. So it was actually like my first cooking role. So that was really cool. I wanted to try it.
You
So.
must have been so good. What was your favorite part?
Favorite part? Probably working with Lasse Hallström, the director. He was really cool because when he told you something, you knew what he wanted.
And what do you think he wanted?
Well, he wanted to be very vivid. Like he used film instead of digital because film makes makes a scene more vibrant, more vivid.
I was just at the world premiere of the 100-Foot Journey at the Ziegfeld Theater in New York. Check it out when it comes out in theaters August 8th, and don't forget to eat something afterwards.